Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Toms Serenity Acres. My name is Ozella Toms, and I thought I would come shoot a quick video. As you know, we were headed down to North Carolina this week, and it's about 9:35 p.m. here in Michigan, and we should have been landing in North Carolina in about 10 minutes. We were scheduled to leave around 8 p.m. At 5 p.m., we got a text from the airline and an email stating that our flight was canceled. It didn't say why, we just had a canceled flight. So I contacted the airline via text message. I hate to say it, but I did schedule with Frontier. I was able to get three flights, one for me, Michael, and our grandson, Braylon, and it included car rental for like I think it was $640. So three round trip flights, leaving Sunday, coming back on Friday, and car rental the whole time. We're staying with a good friend of mine, so we didn't need to. We were getting a hotel for tonight because we were getting in late, and we're coming into Riley Airport, and that's about an hour and a half from where my friend stays. So we didn't want to come in on a Sunday evening that late to their home, and so I had arranged for us to get a hotel near the airport, and we're gonna drive on over to either my friend's house tomorrow morning or meet the realtor at one of the showings. But at any rate, got the message that the flight was canceled. I text with um, the airlines, Frontier, because you cannot call them. You can only use WhatsApp texting. But I think now they do have a program where if you're a certain type of member, if you join some type of membership thingy, you can get access to them on the phone. But I don't have that because I think I've only flown Frontier once, maybe. And this was going to be the second time only because it was so cheap. So I was able to get us scheduled for tomorrow morning. So instead of having a straight flight like we would have had today, leaving about 8, landing 8 p.m., leaving at 8 p.m., landing there about 9:44 p.m., straight flight. We have to leave in the morning about 10 o'clock, and we'll get there about 4:30 because we are laying over at MCO, which for those of you who travel to Florida, you know that's Orlando, one of the airports in Orlando. So we lay over there about a little less than 2 hours, so we can grab some lunch or whatever, and we'll finally get to North Carolina. It was either leaving at 10 o'clock in the morning and getting there around 4:30. Our other option was leaving, I think, at like 7:30 at night and getting there around 9. But Michael said, let's just get there. At least we'll have, the evening. If we wait, we just kind of sitting around all day to get on a flight. So he'd rather just get there. And so that's what I did for the flights. Definitely want to get there. So now we've lost a day. We would have gotten there tonight. We would have had all day Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and part of Friday because our flight Friday is not till like 5 p.m. So we would have had 4.5 days to look at properties. So now we've lost a day. So I contacted the realtor. I emailed her. I just actually emailed her an hour before we were set to leave out the door and said, "Hey, don't forget we'll be there. Don't forget we'll be there. Tomorrow. Let me know what we're going to see first." I suggested where we would go first, and I emailed her back and said, "Hey, our flight was canceled. Actually won't get there until tomorrow. Um, probably around 4:35 ish." And so she said, "Well, do you want to look at properties Tuesday morning, or do you want to do look at properties Monday evening?" And I told her we just do Tuesday. So we've lost a day. I figure after traveling from 10 to 4:30, especially with our grandson doing layovers, and traveling is hectic. It's not as fun as it used to be. I used to love getting on a plane and just going wherever. I love to travel, and since COVID is flying is just not the same. You're anxious. You don't know if you're going to make it, even with the best airlines. Like I love Delta. And when I was transitioning back and forth from Wisconsin to Michigan, back a couple times a month when my mom was sick, I use Delta a lot. I love Delta. I got a straight flight from my airport in Wisconsin straight to here to the airport here in Michigan. But even Delta has some issues, and so flying is just not what it used to be. But at any rate, we are looking forward to getting to North Carolina tomorrow. We're going to look at a couple of vacant lots, vacant lands. As you know, we started out saying we wanted to just look at property. We want to 3 to 5 acres. Didn't want to spend more than about $50,000, just and then put something on the land and things of that nature. And but when we saw that we really wasn't, when Michael was looking at some properties, looking at some of the home sites, he said, we can get a home and land, 3 acres, 4 acres, maybe even 5 acres for less than $100,000. He said, let's look at a house and land, even if it's a modular home or mobile home. At least we know we have, some acreage, and we know that water is already on the system, on the land. We know that they have the septic on the land, they have electricity. And so it's hard coming in doing all of that. It's hard coming into this raw land where all you have is trees that you have to get cleared and then do your septic and um, make sure you have, most places do have electricity, but sometimes you might not. And so, and the septic, trying to get, test for, the soil. We had an issue with um, a property with the soil situation. And so with Michael was like, let's just look for something with a mobile home, modular home, or a home and, or, regular home and land. So we started looking at for those. And as you know, we had the home with the 10 acres, the 3 bedroom, 2 bath, almost 2,000 square foot home with 10 acres. We were so excited about that, but we were outbidded. And so they accepted a higher offer. And so that was really hard because we were so looking forward to seeing that property when we got to North Carolina. We was looking forward to seeing that property like tomorrow. That was going to be the first thing we saw because we were not too far from the area coming into Raleigh. So it was a drive, but not too far. But at any rate, after we lost the offer on that house, to bid on that house, we decided to say, okay, let's look at land again, in addition to um, property with property, land, and home. Let's look at land as well again. So now we're looking at land again, just to give us more options. And so as far as I know right now, we're only looking at land. We don't have any homes to look at this point. The realtor says she's hoping to get some things lined up while we're there. She's still looking. She's working with some other realtors she know in other areas, just to kind of see if they have anything in their inventory that we can possibly look at. So I just want to kind of give you an update on the fact that we are still in Michigan. Should have been in, like, landing like right now in North Carolina, but we're not, because traveling is just not what it used to be. Our flight was canceled. I probably would not use Frontier again. I think I said that the last time we had an issue with Frontier, and I was like, oh, never again. Too many issues with Frontier. But it was so cheap. It was like $640 for 3 round trip flights and a car rental. So that was just such a great deal. It was hard to pass up. And when I was talking, of course, texting, WhatsApping with the representative, I did receive an email where we all received $100 voucher, Michael, Braylon, and myself, to for another flight on Frontier. So after using that $100 credit on a flight somewhere, I would probably not be using Frontier again. So the next video I upload will be definitely of some video footage of the properties we are going to be viewing, the land we'll be viewing while we're there. So wish us the best. Until next time, please feel free to subscribe to the channel if you'd like to do so. That would be amazing. Until next time, take care of yourself.